bit more about webcams and the pros and cons of using webcams. And I'm going to do this by using the whiteboard functionality that sits within Zoom. So Zoom has its own whiteboard that you can use, which anybody can access. And I'll show you this in a minute. This is one of the downfalls on Teams. You have to be within the same organization in Teams to bring up the whiteboard functionality. It's a bit frustrating. So if you're inviting people in as a guest in Teams, which most of you would be from external organizations, you can't just bring up the whiteboard in Teams and use it, whereas you can in Zoom. I told you I'd promote Zoom over Teams. There's another example. So where I've got the share option at the bottom, and anybody can do this, and we'll try this again. If you want to have a go at the end of the session, you're very welcome. When you click on share, so that's where you go to share your slides, share a whiteboard, anything it is, you've got a whiteboard option in Zoom. And a whiteboard literally is like a piece of flip chart paper that you've ripped off and you've given that group of people to say, go and do that exercise. This is the virtual version of doing just that. So what I can do is I can just draw a line down the middle of our whiteboard, move the camera out of the way, and the exercise that you would have seen on the slide is about webcams. So we're going to start thinking about the pros and cons of using webcams in our sessions. So what I'd like you to do, you'll see your annotate toolbar at the top of the whiteboard. Just list down some pros of using webcams and then list down some cons, so for and against, as it were. You can change the color of your text by clicking format. That gives you an option to change font, change color, change size. So just give me some pros and cons on the whiteboard. Yeah, Phil says you can see the whites of their eyes. Love that, Phil. And again, I've got a select tool so I can move things around. Vic says you can see people's reactions, definitely. Yeah, you can see engagement, Rachel says. Yeah, Vic says people might feel shy. Yeah, people might not like you looking into their houses. What else? Don't be afraid to change the colour of your text, shake it up a little bit. Paul says can see participants' reactions, facial expressions, body language, etc. Absolutely. Christine says you can judge reactions. Mel says it can be distracting to the presenter and you end up looking at faces to try and see how they're enjoying the session. Yeah, definitely. Sarah says if it's a confidential topic, people may feel safer without having to safer and open up better without. I agree, Sarah.